Welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about this stunning collaboration between Vieux Farka Toure and Khruangbin entitled Ali. They released that on September 23rd. This is the first collaboration between these two, and I cannot think of a better backing band for Vieux Farka Toure to bring aboard to honor his late father, the legendary Ali Farka Toure. An incredible multi-instrumentalist from Mali and a wizard on the guitar if you're not familiar with him. He ranks number 76, I believe, on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time. I know I rag on them a lot, but I really like that list, the 500 greatest albums of all time. There's a lot of smart contributors that came together to put those lists together. So I do enjoy those. I would argue that Ali belongs higher up on that list. He's a great guitar player. And there's a lot of guitar players out there that probably have his skill level or maybe even better, but it's rare that a musician like Ali comes along that has the impact that he did, especially later on in his career. But not just bringing together all of these different sounds, traditional world music, especially from his native Mali, combining them with all these contemporary sounds, blues and rock and roll, but it's the way that he actually brought those players together in creating that music as well. Very powerful man, very again just a legendary rock star who deserves this homage from his son. It's pretty cool, coming roughly about 16 years after his passing, and bringing aboard Khruangbin. If Khruangbin is involved these days, I'm in. If it's a solo project, a collaboration, I love those two EPs that they put together with Leon Bridges. I'm a fan. Laura Lee especially, her bass, the riffs that she puts together, her tone, everything about her is incredible. I love her. But Donald Johnson on drums, pretty awesome. And Mark Spear as well. I love his guitar tone. Working with that desert rock, surf rock. It's like a solid combination of the two that really works into their sound. And you talk about Ali, the godfather of that desert rock, so to speak. So it's just great to see both of these artists, and Ali obviously influencing his son and influencing Khruangbin, two acts that really combine a lot of world music very well with contemporary elements and their own style. So this is a match made in heaven, in my opinion, and just such a fun record to listen to. And you can listen to it passively, and I might even recommend that, just throwing it on and just listen, just not even without really reading the lyrics or listening to the vocals or anything, but just absorb it. It's I love that Ali sang in so many different native languages, and so his son Via is singing as well in those languages, covering these songs. This is a selection of 8 songs from Ali's catalog. Some are well known, some of them are rare and B-sides, so it's a great mix of music in that regard. But I think that there's there's so much going on here, and the music is so beautiful. There's so many layers and textures. The guitar work between Mark and Via is legendary. I really like the way that their two instruments are interacting throughout this record, and it's one that I like that you can throw it on in a number of ways and really dial into it if you want to, or just let it be in the background and just let it create that atmosphere. It's a really cool record that I think all of you are going to enjoy listening to for a while down the road. Savane is your opening track, pretty opening riff. I really like the signature tone that you get from Mark's guitar, working with Khruangbin there. I like the way that the organ enters, and then moments later you get this low tempo groove that just slides right in, and I love the way that it hits. You get the percussion just driven by Donald, just riding the rim of his snare with that stick. It's got a great bass riff from Laura as well. A phenomenal way to open up this project. Lobo is your second track, similar opening to Savane. You just get a pretty little riff to kind of start things off, and then this song finds another pleasant groove, just really just easy to listen to, so smooth. Really enjoy the riff play on this particular song. I would definitely argue that the guitars are the highlight on this one for sure. Diarabi is your third song. It kicks right in. I like the way that the song just goes to work, kind of picks up the tempo a little bit, so to speak. But it's still a pretty mellow jam, all things considered. Just a great, gorgeous vocal melody, and I love the harmonies that are in this song. The vocal element here definitely is a highlight, and I love the traditional languages that Ali sang in, and that Vio's covering. It's just beautiful to listen to. Congo Bara is your fourth song. This is probably my favorite track. It's definitely the most energetic. I really I dig the elements of funk and soul. There's some rockabilly. It feels like a little bit of country in this thing. Psychedelic surf rock. There's a lot going on in this song. it's all over the place in a very cohesive way. It's nice to see so many different sounds come together in such a solid way. Tamala is your fifth song, mellows things out again. It's going to pull back. It's got this just dope hypnotic psychedelic groove that it settles into. Percussion picks up in the coda. I really like the way that this song finishes. Beautiful vocal element on this track again. Mahini Me is your sixth song, great blues driven rocker. This is probably the most, I'd say, conventional contemporary sounding track on the record. Great blues driven rocker, as I said, lots of funk, lots of soul. I will say that with that in mind, it's not, what I really like about this record is the way that Vieux and Khruangbin came together, and they didn't really change or overthink Ali's compositions. I really think they did a nice job of dialing in on those original compositions and just providing their own little bit of style. Maintaining that originality while also creating something unique in their own right. It's an amazing balance, and I think it's very difficult to do when you put together a cover record like this. And considering who it's for and who it's honoring, I don't think they could have done a better job on this thing personally. Ali Hala Abad is going to pull the tempo back once more. You get more of that psychedelic feel. A bit of jazz rolling through this thing that I noticed that I really liked. Another beautiful vocal element on this track. And then Alakara is your final song. Volume slowly builds in on this thing. It's one of the shorter tracks on this record. It's a funky mellow jam. Got this refrain of Ali that is different vocal elements coming in and out of the song, singing Ali, and it's a great way to close this thing out. I love this project. I love Vieux Farka Toure and his father and Khruangbin and everything that's going on here. This is a great way to close out the week. A vinyl please for sure. We are coming up on a pretty big weekend. I'm really excited about all the album reviews that we're going to be dropping for you tomorrow on Friday. But I hope you enjoy this record in the meantime before we get to that. Hope you find this review helpful as well. But dial in tomorrow, check out all that. We'll be bringing a ton of videos for all that coverage on new music for you. Please like this video in the meantime, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022 with Mary Beth and Keith. And stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. And we'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.